How to calculate the vertices, the foci, the eccentricity, the length of the latus rectum, and so on. So coming to the next question, and that would be for the hyperbola. (9y squared minus 4x squared equal to 36). Find the foci, eccentricity, vertices, length of the transverse and conjugate axis, and length of the latus rectum. So repetition is the mother of learning. We just need to keep practicing these problems over and over again. So we can write this hyperbola as y squared by 4 minus x squared by 9 equal to 1. So it's of the second form, namely y squared by a squared minus x squared by b squared equal to 1. So a squared is 4 and b squared equal to 9, and we use the formula b squared equal to a squared into e squared minus 1 to find the eccentricity. So 9 equal to 4 into e squared minus 1. So simplifying, you get the eccentricity as root 13 by 2. Notice that the eccentricity is always positive for a hyperbola. Foci is 0 plus or minus AE. That would be 0 plus or minus root 13, because AE will be root 13. Then you have the vertices. Your vertices are 0 plus or minus A. That would be 0 plus or minus 2. Length of the transverse axis is given by 2A, so that will be 2 into 4, 2 into 2, that is 4, because A is 2 here. Length of the conjugate axis would be 2B, and that would be 2 into 3, which is 6. And length of the latus rectum is 2B squared by A, that is 2 into 9 by 2, which is 9. So the next question is again similar to this. For the hyperbola, 16y squared minus 4x squared equal to 1. Find all the above. So we can simplify this and write it as y squared by 1 by 16 minus x squared by 1 by 4 equal to 1. It's of the second form. Your a squared is 1 by 16 here. B squared is 1 by 4. And if I use the formula b squared equal to a squared into e squared minus 1, I get 1 by 4 equal to 1 by 16 into e squared minus 1. So you will get 16 equal to 4 into e squared minus 1, and simplifying you would get e as root 5. So your AE will be root 5 by 4, because A is 1 by 4. So your foci are 0 plus or minus AE, that is 0 plus or minus root 5 by 4. Then you have the vertices. Vertices are 0 plus or minus A, that is 0 plus or minus 1 by 4. Length of the transverse axis is 2A, that is 2 into 1 by 4, that is half. Length of the conjugate axis is 2B, that is 2 into half equal to 1. And length of the latus rectum is 2B squared by A, that is 2 into 1 by 4 by 1 by 4, and that will be 2. Okay, the next question is something like this. For the hyperbola, if the vertices are plus or minus 2, 0, foci are plus or minus 3, 0, find the equation. So you're working backwards. Given all this, you have to find the equation. So again, it's of the first form. So A equal to 2 and AE equal to 3 here. So E will be 3 by 2. And then you use the formula B squared equal to A squared into E squared minus 1. You can write this as A squared E squared minus A squared. So B squared would give you 9 minus 4, which is 5. And now your equation of the hyperbola will be x squared by 4 minus y squared by 5 equal to 1. Again, a similar question. If the vertices are 0 plus or minus 3, foci are 0 plus or minus 5, find the equation of the hyperbola. Now this is of the second form, looking at the vertices. So in any case here, what's the second form? Y squared by A squared minus x squared by B squared equal to 1. So your A is 3 here and your AE is 5. So again, using B squared equal to A squared into E squared minus 1. This is A squared E squared minus A squared, that is 25 minus 9, which is 16. So your equation of the hyperbola reduces to x squared by 9, y squared by 9 minus x squared by 16 equal to 1. Now the next question goes something like this. The foci are plus or minus 5, 0. Length of the transverse axis is 8 and find the equation of the hyperbola. So in this case, AE is 5, it's of the first form. 2A is 8 because that's the length of the transverse axis, so A equal to 4. So again use the formula B squared equal to A squared into E squared minus 1. So you get A squared E squared minus A squared, that is 25 minus 16, which is 9. So your equation becomes x squared by A squared, that is x squared by 16, minus y squared by B squared, that is y squared by 9 equal to 1. Okay, in the next question, your foci are 0 plus or minus 12. Length of the latus rectum is 36. Find the equation of the hyperbola. So the second form, AE is 12, length of the latus rectum is given by 2b squared by A is 36. Now we have b squared equal to A squared into E squared minus 1. So we have, from this I can say that in this equation, substituting here, I get 2 by A instead of b squared. I will write A squared into E squared minus 1 equal to 36. I am substituting in equation 1. So simplifying, we get A into E squared minus 1 equal to 18A. A squared into E squared minus 1 is 18A, or A squared E squared is 144 because A is 12. So 144 minus A squared equal to 18A. So we get a quadratic here, that that is a squared plus 18a minus 144 equal to 0. So factorizing, you get a plus 24 into a minus 6 equal to 0. So we take the positive value of a because a is and a is 6. So a is not negative. So b squared is a squared e squared minus a squared. That is 144 minus 36, which is 108. Notice if I take a as minus 18, we get a negative value of b squared, which is not possible. That's why we take a as 6. So your equation is y squared by 36 minus x squared by 108 equal to 1. So that concludes this lesson. So we have just practiced a few more problems where we are calculating the focus, vertices, eccentricity, and also working backwards to find the equation of the hyperbola given these parameters. Thank you.